Imagine this. You just bought your dream property on Castle Rock Lake or Lake Petenwell. You close on the lot, hire a crew, and start clearing trees to open a massive, crystal clear view of the open water. A week later, you get a formal violation letter in the mail ordering you to immediately cease work, replant full-grown trees, and revoking your dock permit for your entire subdivision. Sounds like a nightmare, right? Unfortunately, it happens more often than you think. Welcome back. I'm Jess Cahart with Castle Rock Realty. If you're looking to buy a waterfront home or land here on Castle Rock Lake or Lake Petenwell, there is one critical piece of information you must understand before you make an offer. Most buyers assume that if they buy waterfront property, they own all the way to the water's edge and can trim, cut, or build whatever they want. On these two flowages, that is almost never the case. In this video, I'm going to break down the famous 100-foot Shoreline Conservation Area, the strict 30-foot view shed rules, and how you can enjoy the lake lifestyle without accidentally losing your dock rights. Part 1, who controls the shoreline? To understand why these rules exist, we have to look at how these lakes were created. Castle Rock and Petenwell are hydroelectric impoundments created by the damming of the Wisconsin River. Because they generate power, the lakes and surrounding lands are federally regulated by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, otherwise known as FERC, under project number 1984. That's a mouthful. The power company that manages this area is Wisconsin River Power Company, or WRPCO. Under FERC mandates, WRPCO owns and maintains a continuous buffer, typically 100 feet deep from the ordinary high water mark, around the entire perimeter of both flowages. That means across roughly 219 miles of shoreline, WRPCO owns title to that 100-foot strip. Its purpose is to preserve the water quality, protect the nature and the scenic beauty, maintain the forest health, and safeguard all of the public access. Part 2, the 100-foot strip versus rare private frontage. Here is the golden rule of real estate on Petenwell and Castle Rock. You do not own the 100-foot buffer strip. Instead, adjacent property owners receive a conditional, non-exclusive license or easement agreement, usually managed through their HOA, their homeowners association, that grants access to the water, the right to install an approved dock, and the privilege to create a walkway. Now, are there exceptions? Yes, of course, but they are rare on those two lakes. There are a few historic subdivisions platted in the early 20th century before modern FERC boundaries were established, where private property lines actually extend straight to the water's edge. These homes have true private frontage and don't fall under the Wisconsin River Power Company's 100-foot strip rules. However, over 90% of the properties around these lakes do sit behind the 100-foot strip. That's why having a lake-knowledgeable real estate agent is so critical. You need to know exactly where that lot line stops before you buy. Part 3, the 30-foot view shed, the rules and dimensions. So if you can't clear the 100-foot strip, how do you see the water? The Wisconsin River Power Company allows adjacent property owners to apply for one 30-foot view shed per lot. This is a designated corridor through that 100-foot strip where you are permitted to manage the vegetation to open up a view of the lake. Here are the exact dimensional rules you must follow. The maximum width can be exactly 30 feet wide per lot. You can't combine two lots to make a 60-foot clear cut. Your side lot setbacks have to have a view corridor that's at least 10 feet away from your side property line projected to the water. You also have to have a buffer between you and your neighbor. Because every property must keep a 10-foot side setback, there will always be at least 20 feet of untouched natural woods separating your view corridor from your neighbor's view corridor. You cannot clear cut from corner to corner. The goal is to keep the shoreline looking natural from the water while still giving you a gorgeous window out to the lake. The rule of ones and twos, trimming and clearing limits. Once your 30-foot view shed is approved, what can you actually cut or trim inside it? I like to teach my customers the rule of ones and twos. At the ground level, under 1 foot, you are not allowed to remove or mow vegetation that is under 1 foot in height within the view shed, except along your walking path. Wildflowers, ferns, and native ground cover must remain to prevent soil erosion. Pruning above 1 foot. You can trim or limb tree branches starting at 1 foot above the ground level to create a window view, provided you have written approval. Trees over 2 inches. You are not allowed to cut or remove any tree greater than 2 inches in diameter, measured at 5 feet off the ground, without express written consent from the Wisconsin River Power Company. There also cannot be heavy machinery or soil disturbance. Absolutely no grading, leveling, stump grinding, or burning is allowed in the 100-foot strip. Stumps must stay in the ground to anchor the shoreline. Up next, the 10-foot meandering walkway to your dock. Now let's talk about getting from your house down to your dock. Inside your 30-foot view corridor, you are allowed to build one walking access path. Here are the strict rules for those paths. The meandering layout. The path must meander through the trees rather than cutting a straight line. This prevents erosion and stops people on the lake from staring straight up into your backyard as well. 4-foot surface. The actual walking surface can be a maximum of 4 feet wide and must be covered only in natural wood chips or bark. There also are some prohibited materials. Concrete, pavers, flagstone, gravel, stepping stones, or grass seed are all strictly forbidden. There are also 3-foot mowed buffers. You are allowed to mow up to 3 feet on either side of your 4-foot wood chip path to control ticks and weeds. It gives you a total cleared corridor of 10 feet. There is no motorized vehicle access. ATVs, UTVs, golf carts, and lawnmowers are strictly prohibited on the path and throughout the 100-foot strip. It is for foot traffic only. Let's talk about hazardous trees, oak wilt, and timber salvage. What happens if a massive tree in the 100-foot strip dies or threatens to fall on your dock or the walkway? You cannot just take out a chainsaw and cut it down yourself. Here's the proper procedure. You mark the hazardous tree with blue ribbon. You then have to submit a request through your association to the Wisconsin River Power Company. A Wisconsin River Power Company forester will inspect the tree on site. If approved, they mark the base with spray paint and schedule their crew to come cut it down. There also are some debris rules. Trunks and branches are cut into sections and must remain stacked in piles no higher than 1 foot off the ground to decay naturally into the wildlife habitat. And watch out for oak wilt. In Wisconsin, trimming or cutting oak trees is strictly restricted from April 15th through July 1st to prevent the spread of oak wilt disease. Emergency removals during this window require special Wisconsin River Power Company authorization. Compliance, inspections, and loss of dock rights. You might be thinking, Jess, who's really checking on all of this? The Wisconsin River Power Company conducts formal shoreline inspections at least twice every year. They document every single encroachment, whether it's an unapproved fire pit, unauthorized tree cutting, storage of personal items, or illegal paving. When a violation occurs, Wisconsin River Power Company submits a written report to the property owner, the Homeowners Association, and the FERC Regional Office in Chicago. Here's the kicker. If it's a serious encroachment and it's not resolved, like clear cutting trees without a permit, the Wisconsin River Power Company can revoke the license agreement for the entire subdivisions. That means you and all your neighbors could lose your dock privileges until the shoreline is fully restored to the Wisconsin River Power Company's satisfaction. Protecting the shoreline protects your investment. As you can see, buying property on Castle Rock Lake or Lake Petenwell isn't like buying a standard suburban lot. The rules are detailed, heavily enforced, and vary depending on which subdivision or flowage you are looking at. That's why working with a local real estate expert who understands FERC regulations, the Wisconsin River Power Company permits, and shoreline boundaries is so important. I walk my clients through these exact shoreline maps on every single property before we ever draft an offer. If you are thinking about buying or selling land or a home here in central Wisconsin, visit my website at www.jesskehart.com or reach out to me directly. You can browse current lakefront listings, download shoreline compliance guides, or you can schedule a free consultation with me today. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button for more Wisconsin lakefront real estate tips, and leave a comment below if you have any additional questions about Castle Rock or Lake Petenwell. I'm Jess Cahart with Castle Rock Realty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out on the water.